sun's gonna rise again, so don't pout or I say, 'cause this ain't the end. I love you anyway.
Oh yeah, welcome. I don't know, it's always a thing starting with music, man. I love it. Ooh, Saturday night, man. Wonderful, beautiful day. Hope you had a lovely weekend, or at least still in the weekend. Friday, start of the weekend. Today, continuation. Tomorrow, kinda still a weekend. But yeah, Saturday, what have you been up to, man? What are you doing? My name is Sadiq. If this is your first time here, whoops, just dropped the mic. Welcome. I do this weekends mainly. There will be more, but for now it's weekends. On a Saturday, I do the game stream where I, pick games, play interesting games. Well, I have just been playing Helldivers, but I promise to diversify. I'm going to be playing some more things. Old school game that I found, but yeah, that's something I'm going to do. Maybe not today. Also another game that was recommended that I should try. I'll play that as well. So yeah, basically Saturday evenings are for gaming, relaxation, gisting, fun, chill time, nostalgia, talking about games and everything involved. Saturday is more, the just chatting and talking about other things. But today is mainly just chill, relaxed, okay? So today, as the title you might have seen, I am going to be doing some Helldivers2, at least starting off with that, and then you could tell me later, or maybe pick a game that I play. I'll give you a list of games that I do have, and we'll start with that. But first things first, let me welcome Rosemary Corn. How you doing, man? Thank you so much. First one in. In fact, you need to get like extra points or something for getting in here so early. Oh yeah, I love the music as well, man. It gives you a vibe. It is copyright free music, by the way, yes, just in case if anyone thinks. But thank you so much for being in here. Absolutely lovely as usual. Yeah, so I will be playing some Helldiver, but before I jump in, just to chit chat about ongoings and things, gaming wise. I mean, like I said, I'm an old school gamer. I've been gaming for a very, very long time, and let me just go back and tell you how long. Let's see. What was the first? I mean, I started out with those little like handheld games, not even Tetris, before Tetris. These little games where you just like jump over stuff. I started with those. My mom got me into those. In fact, I think she's the main reason I'm such a gamer now. Or in fact, into computers or gaming or anything, it's because of her. Because she started giving me those things and I love them. I'll just get hooked. I think I was a bit of a hermit, so I guess it was helping me at the time. And then as I progressed, I got like an Atari 2600. I will tell you the story about that. Yes, extra voice for you. Yes, Atari 2600. I know there were a couple before that, but that one I got, and I got it as a gift because in school I really didn't care. I never really applied myself. I guess I was just weird. I just never really was interested as such. I'm Nigerian, of course, and I'm from the Yoruba tribe. So in school, you would have like your language, there'll be English, there'll be your language, and there'll be another language. So we did like the 3 major languages in school. So for my language, I'd get like a really low score. And then for like Hausa, I'd get like 100%. And I was like, man, dude, how is it possible that you're getting high scores in a language that's not yours? So there must be something up. So I think my mom was just like, you know what? You're like coming like second to last in class. You obviously don't really care. I know you're into gaming. If you get a score, I think she told me if I got like maybe first to fifth or first, I think I would get a console. And that was it, man. I lost my mind. As in, I literally went like, I went complete science crazy. I just went mad. And I think the results came out at the end of the day and I was second in class. I went from second to last to second in class. And I think I can't remember if I think she said, you know, if you come first, you get it. But I mean, that was a humongous jump, but I still got the Atari 2600. I'll never forget, man. I went wild. Like the moment she came back from work, normal day, you know, I just showed the results. In fact, she actually got it before I showed the result, which is nice one, mom. Love it. I got it before, I think she got it before the results, or was it after? I can't remember. I remember when she came down from the car, went down to the back of it all, brought it out, and she had this look on her face like, I'm like, wait, what's going on? And I saw it, and I literally did laps around the car. I was like running around. That's like one of my favorite gaming, you know, stories. And if you have, you know, just share with me. Tell me about, you know, gaming for you. Like, what are your most fond gaming memories? I have so many, and I'd literally just probably go on for years talking about them. But that's one of my earliest. That was so much fun. I remember running in, plugging it in. I think it had like, well, like 200, is it 200 or 100 games? Really weird games. Like those, we used to give them names because they didn't have names, I think. So we'd just give them names. You just had to keep flipping through. There was a boxing game where it looked like 2-pound notes fighting each other. There was a chicken crossing the road. That was one of my favorites. There's one that the entire family loved and broke both my joysticks as a result of that game. It was called, no, we called it Arabian Nights. It was kind of like a Galactica type thing where you're, you know, like moving up and down. Oh, what's that? Hyper Mango? Okay, I'm not seeing all my chats here. I need to sort that out. I apologize. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong thing. Common streamer mistake. I do apologize there. Oh, okay. Hype Mangoes. Sorry, I didn't see you there. How you doing, man? Thank you, and welcome. Evie Rose, nice to see you as well. Thank you so much. See me, I'm going on and I'm forgetting about the good people who are actually watching. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate everyone who's in here already. So yeah, as I was saying, right, where was I? Oh yeah, talking about the Atari and the different games. You know, I loved it. It was called Arabian Nights. It was like Galactica. You remember Galactica? It's like you're just shooting and moving from side to side. That's all it was. But that was one game I really enjoyed playing. And we all had records we were breaking at home. But it really brought like the family together. Like it was just, we all sit down together, try and beat each other's score. You know, my sisters would lean in and then one of them actually cracked the joystick completely. So moving on from Atari, moved on to the Commodore. Who remembers the Commodore 64? Do you remember that? It was basically a keyboard you could put cartridges in. And that was, I didn't own it. It was a friend of mine that had that. And that was another gaming console I used to go crazy about because there was a football game on it. That was the first football game I had played game-wise anywhere. I can't remember what it was called, but it was on a Commodore 64. It looked like, imagine if Stickman had like a disease. That's what it looked like. It was, I mean, compared to what we have now, if you look at that and look at FC24, it's like, Oh, thank you for following Hype Mangoes. Thank you. I really do appreciate, man. Thank you so much for the follow. You know, it's miles apart, but it was so much fun. Another thing I liked about the Commodore 64 was basically you could code. So it came with like this booklet, and you had to like type in like just like maybe // forward hyphen this that AB, and it came with like maybe 2 pages or 3 pages depending on what you wanted it to do, and it would do things like make a balloon. I think that was the hardest thing in the book. Make like a hot air balloon float across the screen. It was like 3 pages of code you will type in, and if you miss one thing, one little dash, it would not work. Yeah, that was insane. that was absolutely crazy. Oh yeah, Rosemary says Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat gaming sessions with friends. Now that's what I'm getting to, man. That's one of the moments, absolute moments. Street Fighter, yeah, Street Fighter was also an interesting story. Street Fighter, first time I played it was in Atlanta, Georgia, ATL. We'd gone on a family vacation and we were at this big mall. I think it's called Sears Mall. Yeah, it was North Lake Mall, and or was it Sears Mall? I can't remember, but there was a Sears store, huge store. I don't know if they're still running or if they've closed down. And we were in the store doing our shopping, and I noticed these 2 guys brought in this like thing. It wasn't like a regular arcade. It was, you know, it had a TV screen in it. It had like the Super Nintendo inside, and then the pads had like rubberized, you know, like handles. It was basically an arcade. And I noticed it had a Street Fighter. And that was the first time I'd seen that. I don't even think, because I'd played a Nintendo before the Super Nintendo, of course, but that was the first time I'd seen Street Fighter 2. And it was like a few kids, maybe like 5 of us. And they wheeled it in, set it up, plugged it all in while waiting there looking like, what's this? And I remember the guy, once he switched it on and we saw the whole Capcom, we all looked at each other like, okay. And he's like, yeah, you know, that we should play, we should try it. So they were doing like a promotional type thing where obviously you try the game, which is really evident and rampant now. You try the game, and if you like it, you buy it. I remember the first time I heard like a Hadouken. Oh man, I had like goosebumps. The hair at the back of my neck stood up. I was like, this is life. It was so cool. I had my first fight. Of course I lost, but we didn't know what we're doing. We're just basically like rubbing the pad, and moves would come out once in a while. But that was like an amazing memory. I mean, I've been a lover of games for a long time, so I have loads of these memories. But yeah, Mortal Kombat with friends, Street Fighter with friends. I got really obsessed with Street Fighter after that moment. Also Mortal Kombat, but Mortal Kombat wasn't with like, it was with people, but it was mainly with a particular friend. We both absolutely loved the game, and we would like practice moves. I'd get back from school for hours and hours. Like, that's all we would do. Play Mortal Kombat 1. No, it was Mortal Kombat 2 and 3. I remember, because 1 I played on arcade. Yeah, it was a really cool game. It was a really cool game. So like Mortal Kombat, I remember we played that, but that was PlayStation 1 though. The combos were so cool. I think the combos were in Mortal Kombat 3. That's the one where Sub-Zero was different. He didn't really have the mask. He had like a scar, and he had like weird suspenders. Yeah, I remember that. It was ABA. Can't remember. But yeah, those were fun times. Really fun times. So if there's anyone else who's, I mean, like any other games that you remember, like, you know, back for 2 seconds. I remember reading. Back for 2 seconds, forward punch. Sub-Zero was down forward. I think it was Y for that. He had the slide, he had the uppercut. There was Cyrax, there was Sector, there was Smoke. There was some interesting characters. Shiva, Melina, Kitana. Yeah, that's when they introduced those characters. Mortal Kombat was live though. I got so good in that game. Like, I'm not even kidding. I got extremely good. And I think because I was playing with one person, we knew our moves, so we would fight and it would be like nobody would be able to touch anyone. We'd literally just be like boom, 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 like blocking each other's moves for like 20 minutes. So remember, there were codes. I don't know if you played the game that deeply, but there were actually codes. There was cool, cooler, and cooler stuff. That's in Mortal Kombat 3. Codes you have to do to unlock like extra characters or like different settings. So we would do those and then turn off the visibility, do like random characters, make the game extremely insane just so that we can actually get a hit in. That's how it was. And I remember Tekken 2, Tekken 3. Nah, man, gaming has been a journey. I'm going to dedicate maybe like an entire day to just talking about wonderful, amazing games. Like, I think another one that just comes to mind is 007 GoldenEye. Now, that is a game I got absolutely obsessed with. I had a friend in my class and he had like little brothers, like there were like 12 of them in the house, all guys. And got to the house, and I think the age range at that time was from 7, maybe 9 till about 15. And these guys were absolute legends in GoldenEye. I mean, if I wish they could translate that kind of gameplay into Call of Duty now, they would be evil. As in, these kids, and they were so mean. Like, we'd got to the house the first time. I know I'd played it like once or twice, and they demolished all of us. They made us look like they made us look geriatric, like we had never touched a game before. And they would laugh and be like, useless, and then run around and then kill everyone. It was so funny. So we all got into the game and decided that no, this cannot continue. We will get good and we will destroy these kids. Didn't really happen that easy. It took a year or so, but yeah, I got really obsessed to the point I had 2 Nintendo 64s, 2 cartridges with GoldenEye, and 6 pads just in case. So if one was messing up, I'd pull out the other one. That's how intense it was. But yeah, it was so much fun, man. So much fun. So, and that's the thing about gaming now, is that I feel like it's changed. You know, I mean, I like the idea and the fact that you can play with friends. For example, I have this group. In fact, they're actually calling me right now. We play Call of Duty. We have a WhatsApp group, a dedicated WhatsApp group for Call of Duty. And that's what we do. You know, and I enjoy that. But just like Rosemary was saying, you know, sitting down, we always used to do this thing where we'll go to this person's house. Maybe like one person had an Xbox, another person had a PlayStation, this person had this game, that person. So we would all converge, you know, wherever we wanted to play a particular game, and, you know, just spend the entire day trash talking each other. I mean, FIFA, Pro Evolution Soccer, jeez. The trash talking in that game was just sensational. We used to make songs for each other. Like, a friend of mine recently sent me a message and he like voice notes a song that I used to sing, because every time I score a goal, I'll just taunt you. I'll taunt you till you never want to play the game again. But you know what? Before I talk my way into the next tomorrow, we're here to game, man. And that's what we're doing. Want to jump into some good games, you know? And oh yeah, speaking of, you can see that in the background, right? That is a game called Black Myth Wukong. If you haven't heard about it by now, my goodness, it is a phenomenal game. I think about a month ago, Xbox had like their showcase. They had Indiana Jones. They had obviously Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Some other really cool games. They had, what's the name of that? There's an Xbox game. I can't remember what it's called. There's a game. It's like an old Xbox game, Gears of War. Yeah, there's a new Gears of War coming out as well. And this was one of the games they showcased. Apparently, the first time it was showcased was in 2020. Game has a lot of controversy around it and, well, some issues. But right now, it is doing so well. It is, I think last time I checked, it had 2.3 million concurrent players. They've already sold 10 million copies in 3 days. That is phenomenal. It's based on, I think, old Chinese literature, like mythological writings called Journey to the West. And the game is like almost a continuation of that story. And yeah, I mean, it's beautiful to watch. Like, I enjoy playing it. I mean, not that I've played it. I mean, I enjoy watching people play it. I'd love to play it myself, because I'll be honest with you, like Elden Ring type games, they scare me. I'm very obsessive with games, and I feel like if I get my ass kicked in a game, I will not want to do anything else ever until I get good. But a lot of people, you know, have sort of said this is like Elden Ring is like a Souls game, but not really. I mean, there are differences. It's not as punishing, and you know, it is open world, but it's like you're guided from one battle to the next battle to the next battle, you know, and they're like mini bosses. And every time you kill someone or take or defeat a boss, you can transform and use that person's power to fight the next person. So, and it's such a beautiful story. No spoilers, of course, but I mean, if you're thinking about getting a game, hey, or if you're like me, if you just enjoy watching, that's a game to look out for. A lot of people are saying this could be game of the year, but I guess there've been a lot of games this year that could be game of the year. One of them is one I'm about to play. Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right. It does have that Elden Ring feel. I think every time I see it, Elden Ring is I think it's imprinted something in our brains. Like every time I see, you know, a big boss, a large health bar, and some little guy running around for his life, I just think Elden Ring, which I also call emotional damage ring, because I have friends who played that game till they almost lost their minds. Like they literally had to do write-ups to express themselves as to how intense that game was. And I watch people play it and I'm like, nah, this is not for me. But Black Myth Wukong, I could play this. I could actually play this because it's just fun. And the story behind it, I mean, I saw like a scene today. I think someone got to like a different chapter and it literally just turned into like a mini anime. And the story was so deep. It was just like touching. Like I was like, oh wow, this is so good. I don't mind. I could actually play this. So yeah, one of the games that could be game of the year. Like I said, the one I'm trying to get into right now, which I just feel like we always have to listen to the intro of the game because it's just amazing. Because I turned the language to Japanese and it just sounds completely different. It's Helldivers2. When that came out as well, broke records itself. Everyone called it the game of the year. But right now, it seems like people have changed their minds. I don't know. Lots of interesting things have happened with that game. I don't know if it's the goodwill that people had that is gone, or you know, just things happen with the developers, with Sony, with people on Steam. So it seems like now when you mention that the name Helldivers 2, there's just like this thing, you know, people don't really want to talk about it, or it brings anger. I think it's a really amazing game and I love what the developers have done. And I like the fact that it's a small company. They're really responsive. And I just don't think it's fair. I think they're being bullied by a lot of people because of how responsive they are. I mean, think about Black Myth Wukong. There was a lot of talk about them being more inclusive and, you know, changing the storyline and that kind of thing. And they said, hey, no, we're not doing that. This is based on, you know, almost like it's a mythological story that the entire population, Asian population, knows about. There's a streamer that I know, she's Asian, and she talked about the game saying, and it's one of the things she said there's no Asian person you talk to that didn't watch this with family, you know, that doesn't know this story. So I can understand why they kept to it. But let us get into some Helldivers 2, and then hey, maybe you guys will help me pick what game you want me to play next. I have Anthem, I have Call of Duty, and also what's the Xdefiant. Yeah, so maybe pick when we play this for a while. Help me pick what's next. Now, another game that I want to talk about briefly, but let me just start this up so we can get into some hell diving. That's right. Right. Start this up. It's called Off the Grid. Now, it's looking good. It might not be a lot of people's cup of tea, but I'm enjoying it a lot. It's in its testing phase. So to play the game, it's not even in the PlayStation Store. You actually have to you'll get a code, and then the code grants you access to the game. You have to sign like this massive NDA agreement, so you can't stream it. You can't take pictures of it. You can't share anything, or else you get a massive, massive fine. All right, forgot to do this. No, I'm going to have to start this again. Oh. Let us take the time. Nande koto da! Yamera! Yokaru koto da! Oh, good. Ooh! Gives me goosebumps every time. Sekai ni shinese Helldiver ni. Oh, you can't hear? Yes, you can. You sure? Okay, let me check what's going on. No, what's happening? Oh, okay. We're going to have to do that again because I will not play this game until we hear it start off in. Why can I not hear this? Nah, I think it's from here because I can't actually see. There's something up with the audio. Let me just check this out. Hey, these things happen, man. The joy of live streaming. Let's see, it's probably my audio from oh, I see what's going on. Oh no. Houston, we have a problem. I know what's happening. How do I correct this? So I might need to take a quick break in order to fix what's going on. It's issue with one of the drivers. I think it happens. There's this thing that goes on with my MIDI and my sound. There's a particular software that seems to be interfering with it. So sometimes it stops some of my audio from actually going out. But let's see, how do I fix this problem? Funny thing, I can hear it nice and clear here. But yeah, Roseby, I don't think it's going out. It's probably not going out on Twitch either. Because on my OBS, it's dead. It's like completely dead. There's no audio coming out from there. And I think I know why. So I might have to restart the OBS and hope that it comes back on. Oh, I think I know why. I know why. It's it happens sometimes with my Discord. There's some kind of interference that happens when I have Discord on. And it stops certain things from going off. But okay, so I would have to quick break. Let me try and sort the game audio out and then I'll come back on. Right, I will be right back. Just give me a second. Let me sort this out and I'll get back to the stream.